Good morning, good morning, good morning to you. Good morning, and how do you do? Good morning, everyone. My name is Miss Charlie, and for the summer, I will be replacing Miss Tina. So we're gonna do things a little bit more differently, but we're still gonna have plenty of fun. So let's start with our first team, growing a flower.
Let's Grow a Garden by Cecil, published by Scholastic. It was nearly springtime. Blossom Flower Pot and Spot Splatter Splash were taking a stroll through the park. I love the park in the springtime, Spot says, but I feel like something is missing. I know what it is, Blossom replied. Flowers. That's it. Some colorful flowers are just what this park needs, Spot agreed. Spring is the perfect time to plant a garden with lots of colorful things in it, Blossom says. What are we waiting for? Spot and Blossom rush to Bee Spells-a-Lot's house. We're going to plant a garden, Blossom says. Do you have any books that could help? I have just the thing, Bee says. Thanks, Spot says. Blossom and Spot looked for a perfect place for their garden. This is big enough to plant flowers and vegetables, Blossom says, but it'll take a lot of work. Let's see if our friends want to help, Spot suggested. It'll be more fun if we work together. The next day, all the Lalaloopsy girls came to plant the garden. I'm so glad you're here, Blossom says. We're gonna have a great time. But we never planted a garden before, Mitz Fluff and Stuff says. How will we know what to do? Don't worry, I'll show you everything you need to know, Blossom says. First, we have to pull out the weeds, Blossom explained. But won't I get dirty? Jewel Sparkles asked. Sometimes it's fun to get a little dirty, Blossom says, and then she yanks out a big weed. Dig in. Next, we need to turn over the soil, Blossom said. Phew, said Pillow Featherhead. This is making me tired. Gardening is hard work, Blossom says. It's okay if you need to take a little break. Now, it's time to plant the seeds, Blossom said. Let's plant some night-blooming moonflowers, Starlight said. They're my favorite. Great idea, Blossom agreed. We need to give the seeds a lot of water, Blossom explained. They're very thirsty. So am I, Mitz said. All this hard work is making me hot. Have some water, Blossom said. It will cool you off. There, all the seeds are planted, Blossom said. Now we just have to wait. When will the vegetables be ready? Crumb Sugar Cookie asked. It takes plants a little while to grow, Blossom said. We have to be patient. The Lalaloopsy girls returned to the garden several days later. Little sprouts were peeking from the dirt. Our seeds have sprouted, Blossom cried. I thought they'd be bigger, Dot said. What's taking so long? Sprouts are baby plants, Blossom explained. It takes them time to become grown-ups. We'll come back soon. When the Lalaloopsy girls came back, the garden looked very different. The flowers were blooming, and all the veggies were plump and ripe. Wow, look how big everything is, Jewel said. The best part is yet to come, Blossom replied. What's that? Pillow asked. Time to pick up everything, Blossom said. Let's get to work. The girls picked all the vegetables and flowers that they'd grown. Their garden had turned out great. What are we going to do with all of these vegetables? Spot asked. I have an idea, Crumb said. Let's have a picnic. I'll make carrot muffins. Great idea, Blossom said. The girls prepared a great meal with all the vegetables. They made beautiful bouquets with all the flowers. Peanut Big Top said as she crunched into a carrot. Everything tastes so fresh. Vegetables always taste better when you've grown them yourself, Blossom said. So, did you enjoy planting a garden? Blossom asked. It was a lot of hard work, Pillow said, but it was worth it, Jewel added, especially because we got to spend time with our friends. The Mole Sisters and the Rainy Day, written and illustrated by Roslyn Schwarts. What a lovely day, said the Mole Sisters. Until it started to rain. Never mind, they said. It won't last, but it did. Whoosh! Yikes! Down their hole they went. Kerplunk! Hey! Uh-oh. Never mind, they said. It won't last. But it did. Now what? Of course! Well done. Tum-ti-tum-ti-ta. Perfect. And they splished and splashed until the sun came out and the rain stopped. See? We were right. It didn't last long after all. What a lovely day, said the Mole Sisters. And it was.
So for the craft, it's pretty simple this week. So we have tulips. You can draw them in, you can cut them and stick them to another paper, or just keep it like this. For the second rod, we're gonna draw in again with the flower, cut it, and then put them together. You can also put them beside a real flower and see how the real flower grows. All right, so that's it for this week. We'll be seeing you next week with more stories and more craft. Have a good one.